Hey guys, how you doing? Hopefully you're doing okay. I'm going to do something new in this video. As you've noticed, I've made a bit of a change in the direction of the channel, True Crime Updates. So I'm now posting videos in a very short form. A lot of the videos are YouTube shorts, meaning they're under 60 seconds. Others are a couple of minutes long, but generally a lot shorter than I have done. I've also been creating flyers for each of the topics, and I've also been making videos in regards to missing persons, notably in Australia. So I've gone on a bit of a different direction. I'm posting videos and heavily posting all kinds of things on Twitter. My Twitter is particularly active. Do check that out if you are a Twitterer. Do check me out on Twitter. The channel is at True Crime Update. But yeah, I've got a pretty active Twitter channel going. I'm also on TikTok, if that's a thing for you. So I've been making these short videos, and what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do a bit of a compilation of several of the videos that I've made over the last couple of days. So as you'll know, I'm reading through breaking news articles that have been published over the last couple of days, and hopefully some of you will enjoy that. I'm very interested in your feedback. If you do like the new direction my channel's going, for the time being, I might change. I definitely want to do something on the live stream front, and I know I've said that for more than a year. I really don't know what to do, because I want to have like a community kind of thing going on, but I can't have it too demanding on my time. I can't have it too demanding on my mentality. So I want to do something which is pretty simple for me and convenient for me, but something that will provide a forum for those people that like the channel, that appreciate what I'm doing, that like the subjects, to chat amongst each other, really. But anyway, I've not figured that out. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But anyway, I am interested in your feedback for this video. Hopefully you do enjoy. There's going to be a few seconds gap between each video, and again, they've all been made over the last couple of days, meaning that they're based on articles that have been published over the last couple of days, meaning that they're in relation to very recent crimes or updates in regards to crimes. Anyway, please enjoy. 41-year-old Seth Larson has been convicted of murder in the second degree, tampering with physical evidence, and concealment of a human corpse in regards to the murder of Lisa Schuler. On May 25, 2021, Iron DeCourt, New York State police officers found the body of 37-year-old Lisa Schuler at her home on Culver Road. Her body had been dismembered. Police began searching for her boyfriend, Seth Larson, who had fled the area. Nearly a week later, on Monday, May 31st, 2021, further human remains were discovered around Durand Lake. It was confirmed that those remains belonged to Lisa Schuler. Seth Larson was located in West Virginia on June the 3rd, 2021, when he went to a hospital. Larson informed local police that he was a person of interest, and subsequently he was apprehended and charged with Lisa's murder. Here's a quote: "Seth Larson brutally killed his girlfriend Lisa Schuler, someone he was supposed to love," said First Assistant District Attorney Perry Duckles. "He had no respect for Lisa even after her death, as he dismembered and concealed her body. It is the hope of the Monroe County District Attorney's Office that Lisa's friends and family can find justice in today's verdict." So again, this scumbag, scum of the earth, Seth Larson, has been convicted of murder in the second degree in regards to the murder and dismemberment of Lisa Schuler, which occurred in May 2021. Of course, full condolences to the family and Lisa's friends. She was much loved at the Rochester Regional Health Facility that she worked at. But I would say that this is justice. We don't know the sentencing at this point. Hopefully it's for a very, very long time, and best wishes. Laura Wynnum, 38 years of age, was a vulnerable woman with mental health and physical disabilities who had scrawled "I need help" on her calendar shortly before her death. Despite being known to social services and the community mental health team, and despite numerous attempts by her housing association to contact her, nobody ever actually physically checked on her, and her body was not discovered in her flat until May 2021, nearly 4 years after her death. Tragically, Laura was found in a mummified, almost skeletal state. She had to be identified through dental records, and her cause of death was not established. Laura is believed to have died in November 2017, as that is when markings she had made on her calendar stopped, shortly after she had written, "I need help." During the period that Laura was dead, her rent continued to be paid through housing benefits, and an annual gas safety check had even been registered. Laura was born with golden heart syndrome, which caused curvature of the spine. She had a major heart operation at the age of 18. She suffered mental health issues from her teenage years, and she had been sectioned twice. Her family is now demanding to know how the system could have failed her so badly, and her family are preparing to attend an inquest, which is coming up soon. Perhaps, given Laura's disabilities and needs, she should have been placed in assisted living accommodation. Her family claim that they made many attempts to contact her. So I'm just going to throw in a short commentary. Hopefully I'm not too out of bounds. It's incredibly sad. This lady, who was a troubled lady by all accounts, disabled, physically disabled, suffered mental health issues. I mean, forgive me, but she was left to rot. It's terrible. And I have to say this, hopefully I'm not too much out of bounds, but where was the family? We're told that they claim that they made multiple attempts to contact her, but I mean, why is all of the blame to be placed on the authorities? I don't know, it just feels like more should have been done by more parties. Pascal Cécile Véronique Ferrier, a 55-year-old dual citizen of Canada and France, pleaded guilty to mailing a letter containing ricin to then-President Donald Trump and 8 Texas state law enforcement officials in September 2020. The letter contained a white powdery substance that tested positive for ricin and threats of additional violence. She made the ricin at her home in Quebec, Canada. Here is an image of part of the letter. "I hope you like it," the text said. "You ruin USA, lead them to disaster. I have US cousins. I don't want the next 4 with you as president." Ferrier also posted on Twitter asking for somebody to shoot Trump in the face. Ferrier was arrested at the Peace Bridge border crossing in Buffalo, New York, after she drove from Canada carrying a loaded firearm, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, a stun gun, pepper spray, 2 knives, and a truncheon. She's going to be sentenced on April the 26th, 2023. Let's hope she gets banged away for a long time. Shocking news. Please share. This is a mystery. Hopefully the investigation will yield to a better understanding. 2 teenage girls, Sitlali Abelar, 17 years of age, and Cameron Myers, 15 years of age, were found dead in a water retention basin near Superstition Spring Center, Mesa, Arizona, on Saturday night. Police say that based on evidence, they had been in the water for some time. The girls had been reported missing from a nearby group home 2 weeks prior. Police don't know how the pair died, but they say foul play is suspected. The medical examiner's office will determine the cause of death, which could take weeks. Mesa police say a man was walking his dog in the area at around 6 p.m. Saturday when he saw what he thought was a mannequin in the water. Officers responded and confirmed that it was a body. A second body was found 10 feet away. Full condolences to the family concerned. The investigation is at the beginning. Let's hope that they do find out what happened to these 2 girls. Aaron Cook, a 24-year-old schizophrenic who is prone to drug-induced psychosis, was sentenced to a hospital order under Section 37/41 of the Mental Health Act at the Old Bailey this week after he stabbed his elderly neighbour, Ms. Bella Nicandro, 14 times in her £1 million Notting Hill home in August 2021. The murderer repeatedly claimed to be God and to be able to commit violent crimes with impunity as he was arrested. Despite the efforts of the emergency services, Ms. Nicandro was pronounced dead at the scene. Aaron Cook, a schizophrenic who is prone to drug-induced psychosis, had denied murder but admitted manslaughter. Detective Inspector Adam Guttridge praised the public for detaining Aaron Cook and commended the Nicandro family for their dignified response throughout the process. Full condolences to the Nicandro family. I think we have to question, is this justice? Perhaps it is, perhaps it isn't, I'm not sure, but full condolences. Shocking news, please share. Detectives investigating the disappearance of 61-year-old Eleanor woman Wendy Sleeman have recovered a body and vehicle at Wilston in Brisbane's inner north this afternoon, Thursday, January the 26th, Australia Day. Analysis of electronic data led police to the Thornley Street address just before 5:30 p.m, where the blue Honda Jazz vehicle, which was being looked for, was found in a garage alleged to have recently been privately hired. The body of a woman investigators believed to be Wendy was found inside the vehicle. Police have requested anyone who may have seen the blue Honda Jazz with Queensland registration 952AT4 to contact police. Police arrested a 30-year-old man in Durack yesterday afternoon in relation to this investigation. The man is believed to be Wendy Sleeman's son, Slade Murdoch. The man has been charged with multiple domestic violence offences and is remanded in custody. Investigations are continuing. If anyone has any information, contact Crime Stoppers. Of course, full condolences to the family. Lindsay Clancy, a 32-year-old midwife, has been charged with strangling her 2 children to death and attempting to kill her 7-month-old baby before trying to take her own life by jumping from a window of their Massachusetts home. Her husband, Patrick, discovered his wife, Lindsay Clancy, lying unconscious outside the family home. He called 911. The 2 children, Cora, aged 5, and Dawson, aged 3, were pronounced dead on arrival at hospital, whilst the 7-month-old baby was flown to Boston's Children's Hospital, where he is still alive and being treated by medics. Full prayers for the 7-month-old baby boy. Lindsay Clancy, who is a midwife at Massachusetts General Hospital, had been suffering from postpartum anxiety. She will be arraigned on homicide charges once she's released from hospital. The tragedy has naturally shocked the community, and we have to say full condolences for the father, Patrick Clancy. Best wishes. A Virginia woman discovered her husband having sex with her own grandmother and reacted violently, driving her car over him and repeatedly driving over his body. At around 8:30 p.m. Friday night, a caller reported a traffic incident in the Lakeside neighborhood to the Richmond Police Department. Officers arrived at the scene and they saw a Ford Escape SUV swerving violently. They soon noticed a man lying lifeless on the ground under the SUV. The police intervened and tried to force the driver to stop. Samantha Warrens, 28 years of age, was angry and shouting insults whilst being taken into custody. Officials tried to read her rights, but she kept yelling at her lifeless husband, telling him to go to hell. Samantha Warrens' grandmother came out of the house during the arrest in her underwear. She told officers that the young woman saw her grandmother and husband naked together when she got home from work earlier than normal. Eric Leonard, Mrs. Warren's husband, was taken to the medical center where staff has described his condition as serious but stable. Best wishes. 2 sisters escaped from a car that went into a lake in western Michigan and then shivered for hours in soggy coats and bare feet before finally finding help. Their 52-year-old father, who was driving the car, was dead when divers located the vehicle Sunday in Lake Macatawa. The girls, aged 8 and 10, escaped through the rear of the car, got to shore, and were alone overnight for hours before finding someone nearby at a home in Park Township. Many properties around the lake are vacant in the winter. The air temperature was in the low 30s. The girls had stayed on someone's porch and waited for daylight. They huddled together through the night to keep each other warm until they were able to find a residence that had people in it. The sheriff's office identified the father as John Dowler of Otsego. The girls were taken to hospital. It's unclear how they managed to get out of the vehicle. Perhaps it was divine intervention. Perhaps the father was able to somehow release the rear of the vehicle. Full condolences for the loss of the father. Thank you. I need to give you a trigger warning. There's some pretty horrific details within this article that I'm going to read through. A New Hampshire man was arrested on Thursday in connection with injuries on his 7-year-old son that have left the boy hospitalized in grave condition. Mutada Muhammad, 25 years of age, allegedly admitted to using power cords and hot water on the 7-year-old boy, who was found unconscious and not breathing at a Manchester home in New Hampshire. The victim had burns on 15 to 20% of his body, in addition to 30 loop marks, presumably made from the use of the power cords, whipped with power cords, beaten with power cords, as well as burnt. The boy's mother said it looks as if it's from boiling water or oil, or perhaps he was just set on fire. His tooth was kicked out. He has blunt force trauma to the head. This man was trying to kill my child. Mohammed got joint custody of the son a few months earlier. The mother also alleges that she reported possible abuse to the State Department of Children, Youth and Families, but no action was taken. The police described the abuse that the 7-year-old boy has endured as torture, mutilation, and brutalization. This piece of shit, scumbag, father is charged with first and degree assaults, falsifying physical evidence, endangering the welfare of a child. He remains jailed on preventative detention. I'm not aware of a GoFundMe. If you guys do become aware of one, please drop a note in the comments. Full condolences to the mother. Let's hope and pray that the young boy, 7-year-old boy, does make a full recovery. But we have to question the mother. Why did you allow this scumbag to father a child? But regardless of that, best wishes. And let's hope the boy gets the care and attention and medical support that he's going to need. Thank you. An upstate New York father, Christopher Wood, allegedly shot and killed his own 14-year-old honor roll daughter, Ava Wood, before turning the gun on himself. The particular area is Baldensville, New York. Ava was found in her bed with a bullet wound to her head after her mother, Heather Wood, reported her missing to police. The couple was still married, but the relationship was strained and they no longer lived together. Ava had stayed mostly with her father. Christopher Wood, the alleged murderous father, was found dead in another bedroom with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. A shotgun was recovered at the scene. Prior to the incident, Christopher had reportedly told his estranged wife, Heather, in a phone call, "This is how it ends for us." Heather also reported that Christopher had been experiencing depression recently. Of course, full condolences to the family and friends, particularly the mother. If you guys are aware of a GoFundMe, drop a comment. Best wishes. Will Keeps, a Chicago-born rapper who joined the city's gangs at the age of 13, has been found shot and wounded at an Iowa school that he founded for at-risk youth in an attack that also killed 2 students. Will Keeps founded the school in a bid to help Iowa youngsters avoid getting involved in gang violence. The students were shot at around 1 p.m. on Monday at Starts Right Here, which is an education mentorship program founded by local activist and rapper Will Keeps, located in downtown Des Moines. 3 people have been arrested. Officers said the victims were targeted and there was nothing random about the attack. The victims' ages have not been released, but the school focuses on high school-age students who are no longer in a school building due to behavioral issues. A car matching witness descriptions was stopped 2 miles from the school. 3 suspects were apprehended. 1 tried to flee from the car. No idea for a motive, but it was a targeted attack. Best wishes, full condolences. The suspect in a mass shooting at a dance hall during Lunar New Year celebrations fatally shot himself in his van as officers closed in. The man was found dead in the vehicle that he used to flee the scene of an attempted second shooting. The suspected gunman was identified as 72-year-old Hu Can Tran. No other suspects are at large and the motive remains unclear. The exact ages of the victims is not currently known, but authorities have said that they all appeared to be over the age of 50. 7 of the wounded people remain in the hospital. Earlier on Sunday, police surrounded the van with tactical vehicles and bomb squad trucks for hours before going in. A person's body appeared to be slumped over the wheel and was later removed from the vehicle. Sheriff Luna said the earlier shooting at the Star Ballroom Dance Studio in Monterey Park tragically left 5 women and 5 men dead and wounded another 10 people. 20 to 30 minutes later, a man with a gun entered the Lili Ballroom in nearby Alhambra. Authorities believe the 2 events to be connected. They offered no details in regards to a possible motive. The suspect entered the Alhambra club with a gun. People wrestled the weapon away from him before he fled. We got questions. What is the motive for the shooting? We have no idea. Is this guy mentally ill? Was this guy mentally ill? Seems like he's committed suicide at this point. Were his guns legal or were they illegal? More information is coming out. It turns out that he was a teacher at the Star Ballroom Dance Studio almost every night in the early 2000s. He also lived locally. Why did he attack both of these dance studios? Full condolences to all of the victims, their families. Let's hope and pray that those that are injured do make a full recovery. Well done to the officers concerned. This guy seems to have unlived himself. It's the only good thing he did. Police in Baton Rouge, Louisiana are searching for at least one suspect involved in a nightclub shooting that left a dozen people injured. Police are categorizing the shooting as a targeted attack, not a random shooting. Witnesses at Dior Bar and Lounge said a fight broke out between two groups of customers and multiple people pulled out guns and started shooting at a bar. What's wrong with you people? Of the 12 people shot, 3 sustained life-threatening injuries. The immediate responses of 3 officers outside the club at the time of the shooting has been praised, as their response prevented further injury to the patrons inside. The club was hosting a back-to-school party for Southern University and A&M College and Louisiana State University students at the time of the shooting. Young people, police don't know why anyone would do this. The investigation is ongoing. If anyone has info, come ahead, but these people are lunatics.